It's September 2012. Here's my review for The Words. This is kind of a classic like old style kind of movie where it's really kind of a mature story with mature characters and adult characters in their 30s or later than that, and it's basically a drama. It's not like a ultra fantasy guns blazing kind of film at all. So you don't make these kind of films anymore. They were basically in Hollywood. This film is generally a Hollywood movie made by a Hollywood studio with a Hollywood budget, and it's basically got like maybe $50–60 million budget, and then so it's not like the crazy budgets like of the action films, but it's almost got that independent kind of style and kind of story that it's trying to tell. But Hollywood made this kind of story, so kudos to them to making this film. But you kind of wonder who the audience is in a mainstream kind of scale, because I do worry that I think this is the type of film when you look at the box office of this film, you kind of worry that this is a really good film, but there's really no mainstream audience for it, because obviously this isn't the 70s anymore. These movies aren't made kind of a thing. But this is kind of cool concept where it's kind of like the inception of love stories, where there's like three underlying stories going on, where you don't really know which story is fantasy, which story is fiction, and where it all begins. And that's sort of what the theme of the film is about, like, where does fiction begin and end, and where does reality begin and end. And it's kind of cool where you kind of like, they kind of leave it hanging in the air of what story is really true, and like what's really happening, and you kind of hope that the whole Bradley Cooper storyline is actually true, but it's based on a book. But then also the guy who writes that book, and maybe it's a book itself, and then there's the book within the book about Bradley Cooper's character stealing the book, that, and then we get to know about that book as well. So then there's all kinds of things going on in this love story, and it's kind of a cool film. And I guess what it teaches you at the end is that for any creators out there, if you're in love with somebody and you have a good romance happening, don't like sacrifice that romance for another piece of fiction, or basically a movie you're trying to make, or a book you're trying to write. Like, make sure that relationship is the key, because that's what the theme of the film is that all these characters are lost in the end because they don't have their love anymore, even though they've had success in the fictionized world, I guess. And kudos to Jeremy Irons. This guy, like, I know this film was made in September, but this guy deserves a supporting actor nomination. He's fucking really good in this film, like, very engaging. And the guy has a 5-minute monologue sitting on a bench, and you're just like, and it's a close-up of him for 5 minutes, and you're totally engaged. And like, how many actors can do that? So kudos to Irons. I like this film, The Words. That's my review.